What will you do if you found out you were 2 weeks away from giving birth and didn't know who the father was? Can Angela find peace and love when her past comes knocking? Watch to the end, let's see. Angela was a vibrant and carefree 27 years old lady who lived life on her own terms. Her friends often admire her for her bold personality, but some quietly worried about her wild lifestyle. Angela wasn't the type to settle down. She loved partying, traveling, and dating casually. Relationship didn't mean much to her. She valued her freedom more than anything else. For the past few months, Angela had been feeling off. She occasionally felt nuisance, tired, and had unexplained mood swing. However, she struggled it off, blaming her late nights and busy schedule. She had always been slim, so she didn't notice any significant weight gain. If anything, she thought she was just bloated for eating too much fast food. One day, Angela woke up with sharp abdominal pain. It wasn't unbearable, but it was enough to make her concerned. Maybe it's food poisoning, she muttered, grabbing her phone to schedule a doctor's appointment. At the clinic, Dr. Patel examined Angela and decided to run a few tests. Angela sat in the cold examination room, scrolling through her phone, completely unaware of the life-changing news coming her way. When Dr. Patel returned, she had a serious expression on her face. "Angela, I have something important to tell you," she began. Angela's heart skipped a beat. "What is it? Am I sick?" Dr. Patel hesitated before saying, "You are pregnant. In fact, you are about 38 weeks along, which means you are almost due. This is a cryptic pregnancy, a rare condition where the symptoms are hidden or mistaken for something else." Angela's jaw dropped. "Wait, what? I can't be pregnant. I didn't even know how is this possible." The doctor explained that cryptic pregnancies can happen when the body doesn't show typical signs like a missed period or a noticeable baby bump. Angela felt her head spinning. She barely listened as Dr. Patel continued. "You need to prepare for labor. It could happen in 2 weeks or even sooner." When Angela left the clinic, she sat in her car, staring blankly at the dashboard. She couldn't believe it. A baby in 2 weeks? You hadn't bought a single diaper or piece of baby clothing. Worse, she didn't even know who the father was. Her mind raced as the thought about her wild nights out over the past 9 months. She had dated several men casually, but she hadn't kept track of anyone serious. "What am I going to do?" she whispered to herself, tears streaming down her face. Angela drove home and locked herself in her bedroom. She felt overwhelmed with guilt, fear, and confusion. How could she bring a child into the world when she didn't even have her life together? The next day, Angela confided in her best friend, Nora. Nora was shocked, but immediately supportive. "Angela, you can do this," she said. "We'll figure it out together." Angela decided to try and track down the potential fathers. She made a list of the men she had been with during the possible time frame. There was Tom, a charming but irresponsible musician; Chris, a shy IT guy she had dated briefly; and Marcus, a bartender she met during a wild weekend in the city. She started with Tom, who laughed nervously when she called. "Angela, I don't think I'm ready for this kind of news," he said, clearly panicking. He didn't seem like father material, so Angela moved on. Chris was kinder but unsure. "I'll take a DNA test once the baby's born," he offered. Marcus, on the other hand, ghosted her entirely, refusing to answer her text or calls. With no clear answer about the baby's father, Angela decided to focus on preparing for the birth. She and Nora went shopping for baby essentials, diapers, worn seed, bottles, and set up a small nursery in Angela's apartment. Despite her fear, Angela started feeling a strange connection to the baby growing inside her. Late at night, she would place her hands on her belly and whisper, "I don't know who you will be, but I promise I'll try to be the best mom I can." 2 weeks later, Angela woke up in the middle of the night with intense contractions. Nora rushed her to the hospital, where doctors quickly prepared her for delivery. Angela was terrified but also strangely calm, knowing there was no turning back now. After hours of labor, Angela gave birth to a healthy baby boy. As she held him in her arms for the first time, tears streamed down her face. "You are my miracle," she whispered. For the first time in her life, Angela felt a sense of purpose. In the weeks that followed, Angela's life changed completely. She focused on being the best mother she could be. Sleepless nights were hard, but she loved her son more than she thought possible. She named him Ethan, meaning strong, because he had come into her life in the most unexpected way and given her strength she didn't know she had. Chris eventually followed through on his promise to take a DNA test. It turned out he wasn't the father, but he remained supportive as a friend. Angela decided not to pursue the other men. She realized it didn't matter who the father was. Ethan was her responsibility and she was determined to raise him with love. Angela's cryptic pregnancy turned her world upside down, but it also gave her a second chance at life. She left behind a reckless lifestyle and embraced motherhood with an open hand. Ethan became an anchor, showing her that even the most unexpected challenges can lead to the greatest blessing. Months passed and Angela had settled into her new life with baby Ethan. She became a devoted mother, spending every working moment caring for him and watching him grow. She found joy in the small, tender moments. Ethan's first smile, his gentle toes, the way he reached out and clutched her finger. Angela had come a long way from her old lifestyle. One sunny afternoon, Angela was at the park with Ethan. She sat on a blanket watching him play with a small stuffed bear. She was so focused on her son that she didn't notice someone watching from afar. "Angela," came a hesitant voice from behind her. She turned and froze. It was Marcus, the bartender she had once dated during a wild weekend in the city. She hadn't seen or heard from him since she told him about the pregnancy. Angela's heart raced, a mix of shock and uncertainty flooding her thoughts. "Marcus, what are you doing here?" she asked, trying to stay calm. Marcus glanced down at Ethan. His expression softened. I came to apologize," he said, struggling to find the right words. "I know I disappeared and that was wrong. I wasn't ready to face the possibility of being a father. But I haven't been able to stop thinking about it or you." Angela looked at him skeptically. "And what changed now?" "I guess I finally grew up," he admitted. "I realized I missed my chance to do the right thing. I was to be in his life, Angela. If you will let me." Angela wasn't sure what to think. Part of her wanted to protect Ethan from potential heartbreak, but another part of her wanted to give Marcus a chance. After a few moments, she said, "If you are serious, it won't be easy. Ethan needs stability and I won't let anyone hurt him." Marcus nodded, his eyes full of determination. "I understand. I am here for the long run, Angela. They agreed to start slow. Marcus will come by to visit ATM a few times a week, helping with small things like feeding and playing. He quickly bonded with ATM, who would smile and giggle whenever Marcus was around. Over time, Marcus proved himself to Angela. He showed up consistently, took genuine interest in ATM's growth, and even started helping Angela with daily chores. He found a stable job and made an effort to be reliable, something Angela had never seen in him before. One evening, after putting Ethan to bed, Angela and Marcus sat in the living room, talking. I never imagined myself as a father, Marcus admitted, his gaze distant, but now I can't imagine life without Ethan or without you. Angela's heart softened. The man sitting beside her was no longer the carefree bartender she once knew. He had changed and maybe she thought she could trust him again. Months later, Marcus and Angela decided to give their relationship a second chance. They took things slowly, focusing on building a solid foundation for Ethan. Eventually, they became a true family, creating new memories and filling their home with love. One day, Marcus surprised Angela with a small box. Inside was a locket engraved with the words, "Our unexpected miracle." Inside, he placed a tiny photo of Ethan and one of the three of them together. Angela's eyes filled with tears as she looked at Marcus. "This is my promise," Marcus said softly, "that I will always be there for you and Ethan. You both are my family, my second chance." Angela's journey hadn't been easy, but the love she found with Marcus and Ethan made it all worth it. Together they built a life filled with trust, joy, and a deep appreciation for the unexpected twist that had led them to each other. And as they watched Ethan taking his first steps, Angela knew she found her true home with the little family she had never expected to have.